While technology is destroying other people's marriages, use it positively in your own marriage. How? Some couples are at home together 3 hours, but they never talk during those 3 hours. They are on their WhatsApp and other programs and so forth. That's quantity time. Quality time is the time that you spend.
Dr. Marriage, welcome to the Dr. Marriage Says podcast.
Welcome. Thank you so much for welcoming me. Uh, I'm happy to do this other presentation. And I'm also
Mm,
very excited that on the channel, thousands and thousands of people are watching these presentations. And my appeal is for the subscribers. Many of you haven't subscribed, but you're watching. Our
yeah,
target is to reach 500 subscribers. So please
yeah.
subscribe, share, and like.
Yeah, 500. 500 is our target. We are hoping that you guys will be able to help us to get to 500 so that we can be able to, show the YouTube algorithm that you guys are loving and enjoying the videos and you're learning quite a lot. We've seen the comments and we're working on material to respond to some of the comments that you have shared. So the question is poor communication blocking your romance?
That's the
Yeah.
question that came from the audience, and we have to address it.
Mm,
So
mm,
we can
mm.
we can begin on that.
Why is communication and in romance important?
There are so many reasons, but probably I want to center on the main ones that I think are important, and I'm basing these from the counseling sessions that I've had before. Number one, it is building trust. And number two, it is preventing misunderstanding. And number three, it is strengthening emotional connection. Now, let me go and explain these three better. Building trust. I want you to know that marriage is about trust. Trust is so important in marriage that it is trust that gives the momentum to the marriage. For a marriage to be called outstanding, happy marriage, it needs momentum, and that momentum comes from trust. This is what happens. When you communicate, you are opening yourself up to your spouse, sharing your thoughts, your feelings, and concerns that will help the other partner to understand you better. Communication gives you a sense of security and importance. For an example, if you fail to express your concern, misunderstandings will arise, leading to distrust and suspicion, and the gap between the two of you will widen. Number two, preventing misunderstandings. I would actually want to start on that one by saying when you are with your spouse in public, be very, very careful about the jokes that you make about your spouse. Don't entertain your friends and relatives on the expense of your spouse. Because this is what will happen. You give an example, you give a joke about your spouse, and everybody laughs, and your spouse does not. You have lost it. You have lost it big time. You've lost it. And I also want to give some little tips to young people, I mean, to the young men, that you actually also need to be careful about teasing your wife about her cooking skills, especially when you have visited other people. I've been in situations where I didn't even know what to, in a situation where you feel bad for somebody, a man tells his wife, "Oh, this is a good meal. They've been invited. This is a good meal. Can you make sure that you get the recipe from, this other friend?" That you don't joke those areas. Those are no go areas. You don't do that. Those type of jokes, they create unnecessary misunderstandings. And it is small miscommunications that can escalate to big issues. Number 3, strengthening emotional connection. Open communication allows couples to share their emotional needs, desires, and vulnerability, which deepens their connection. When a partner shares something personal, like a past experience or fear, it creates an opportunity for emotional bonding and mutual support. The spouse will open up if the other one is listening carefully and also reassuring them that what you are telling me right now, it happened when I was not there. But right now, I am here and you have somebody, you have a shoulder to lean on. Then also, on the other hand, this should also give chance to the other partner to share something about their life in return. You can actually see what is happening here now. There's an exchange of experiences, fears, and by so doing, this strengthens the emotional bond between the two. Everyone will feel understood and supported. The shared vulnerability makes them feel closer to each other. Right now, in this room, I have the picture of the engine of the car. I like this thing when I'm talking about communication. Watch it, how it will connect with the romance part of it. Communication. Look at the engine. The engine, the car is about the engine. It is the engine, the quality of the engine that determines the price that you will sell the car for. And I'm saying to you, communication is the engine of marriage. Let's look at the engine. There are 3 things that destroy the engine of the car, not in any order. Number 1, lack of oil. Number 2, overheating. Number 3, contaminated fuel. On the other hand, there are 3 things that destroy the engine of romance. Number 1, which is number 1 on the top of the list, on that one in order of importance, poor communication. Poor communication. The reason why I call it poor communication, it is because it is caused by a person that I want to describe as the absent present spouse. This is the spouse who is there physically, but mentally they are at work. Are you following me now? They are there physically, but mentally they are with their parents. They are with you physically, but mentally they are with their siblings. They are with you physically, but mentally they are with their friends. This destroys communication because you can actually tell that I'm communicating with my spouse, but this person is here physically, but he's not listening. Number 2 thing that destroys the engine of romance, it is infidelity. Cheating that destroys everything. And finally, money problems. 3 things that damage the engine of the car that I have listed were: number 1, lack of oil. I want you to know that oil lubricates moving parts and helps regulate the temperature. If oil levels are low and the oil is not changed regularly, friction increases, leading to overheating and potential engine failure. That will automatically lead to overheating. This happens when the engine gets too hot. Can you imagine? Marriage getting too hot, not in love, but the opposite of that. Typically, in an engine, due to malfunctioning of the cooling system, overheating takes place, and this causes severe damage on the engine. And finally, contaminated fuel. This is about using low quality fuel or water that is contaminated or that is dirty or debris. What does these things do? These things cause what I call internal, the damage of internal components. Internal, you can't see them. I want you to see how marriage is damaged internally without you seeing it outside. The three main things that damage romance. Number one, I talked about lack of communication, which I said is poor communication, which is not open, which is not honest, where it leads to more misunderstandings and resentment that leads to emotional distance. Without effective communication, issues go unresolved, put under the carpet, or bottled up. This leads to distrust and also it affects intimacy over time. Number two, infidelity, which is cheating. Whether it is emotional or physically, I want you to know that it's a breach of trust and can be devastating to a relationship. It often leads to feelings of betrayal, hurt, and can be difficult to overcome without serious effort and healing. And finally, it is money problems. I want you to know that already I have received a very interesting letter from one of you. And my next presentation, my next topic, which you cannot miss, is entitled Sex and Unpaid Bills. Sex and unpaid bills. Money problems, they 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 don't they wherever they start from, they continue to the bedroom, which is not good. There are so many disagreements that take place with money problems. Disagreements on overspending, disagreements on debt, and disagreements on financial priorities. And all these things, they bring stress and strain on a marriage if they are not addressed. And in some cases, they can lead to anxiety. When the car engine is no longer working, there is what we call engine overhaul. I like that. The engine is not working, but it's not thrown away. It needs an engine overhaul. Listen to this. An engine overhaul is a process. It's something that cannot be done in a day. No, no, no. It's a process. You take your car to the garage, you leave it depending on the skills that are there. That will determine the time that it will take because it's a process. It involves disassembling, inspecting, repairing, and reassembling of an engine so that it can work properly. The goal of an engine overhaul is to extend the engine's life and improve its performance and prevent major break. Does your marriage need communication engine overhaul? What a question. How can you do that? To have a communication engine overhaul, you can do it by the following things. Number one, you need to be open and honest in your conversation. This is the first step, which is very, very important to make sure that you create a safe space for your partner where both of you can talk without fear of judgment or criticism, space that encourage you to express your thoughts and feelings and concerns while your spouse is listening attentively, ensuring both of you will feel heard and understood. Let me tell you something while I'm still on that point of open and honest communication. For a marriage to be called outstanding marriage, this is a very important point. I want you to listen to it. For a marriage to be called outstanding, if I'm to grade it like in a school, I would give it A to A star. For a marriage to have an A and A star in communication, guess what is only needed? You need 45 minutes daily where you communicate without things distracting you. No children, no gadgets, no one. And this 45 minutes is not something that you can pull everything one time, but you can do it in bits and pieces. Just 45 minutes daily can lead your marriage to outstanding. Outstanding. For the marriage to be called a happy marriage, I would give it a B to a B star. For that to take place, all you need is 30 minutes daily, undisturbed, the two of you. As I said, it's not all of it together. It can be 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there, another 10 minutes, another what, until you reach your 30 minutes. And for a marriage to be called an average marriage, which I would give a C and a C plus, all you need is 15 minutes. I want to tell you something because of my teaching background. When you go for a parents' evening and the teacher tells you that your child is operating at C, which is an average, I want you to know that that is a dangerous grade because your child is sitting by the fence. When a child is on C, there are one or two things that will happen. Either it will go to a D or it can go to a C plus. And in the majority of cases, it's a warning. It's not what I'm saying to you, it's not good to stay with a marriage at C. Because if anything happens, that marriage is going to divorce. Marriages that operate at outstanding, at happy marriages, A star, B star, when those marriages come under threat, they don't divorce because they go to the next lower grade. Number 2, active listening. We are on communication engine overall. Important point number 2, active listening. It's not about talking, but truly listening. And I'm saying to every partner, every spouse, can you practice active listening by focusing on your partner's words, body language, and emotion? And to get it right, avoid interrupting them when they are talking. Show empathy by acknowledging their feelings. This helps to build trust and understanding. Number 3, which is important, is seek professional help. Professional help always assists because they will be able to go deeper into the issues and be able to assist you. Another point which is very, very important is for you to establish regular checkups. Make it a habit of checking in with each other regularly, whether it be daily or weekly. Use these moments to discuss your emotions, needs, and any concerns. This keeps communication ongoing and prevents small issues from building up to be big problems. Another point, which is very important, is practice patience and empathy. Revising communication needs time and effort. Be patient with each other as you both work through all the habits and challenges. As I said, show kindness and respect to your spouse as you deal with these things.
Those 5 points that you've just said at the end are very critical, and I think they might actually save a lot of marriages. The question that I wanted to ask now is why do many couples struggle with communication? Why is this actually a problem, being able to talk to one another? Can you help us to understand that?
This is a big issue. Big issue. Number uh, one of the main problems is somebody may be having what I call emotional baggage that they are coming with from what we call their family of origin, FOO, family of origin. What happened in the family of origin where you are coming from? Were your issues resolved? Maybe there were some issues in your childhood. Maybe there were some issues in your previous relationship. If you are going into a second marriage, whatever things that happened there, make sure they are resolved before you come to another marriage. There have been negative patterns of things maybe that have happened in the past, and now you are only there to defend yourself all the time. All those things, they lead to serious conflict if they are not addressed properly. This is the reason why people should put all the cards on the table when they are meditating marriage. The challenge we have is there are some people who put half of the cards on the table and the other half is hidden under the table. And in such a situation, you will always encounter communication problems or struggles in communication. That's number one. Number two is what I call lack of emotional safety. I talked about it previously. When the other person doesn't feel that I'm going to be supported here. A person will only open up when they know that they are being loved. They open up. When they know that there is empathy, they open up. When they know that there is respect and everything, and this person is not going to reject me or judge me or criticize me, they will release all the feelings and share the information. Number three, it is what I call a different communication style. People often have different ways of expressing themselves or holding emotions. One partner may prefer to address issues directly, while the other might withdraw or avoid conflict. These differences can cause misunderstandings and frustration, leading to ineffective communication. So, when these challenges are identified, it is important to seek for professional help early in the relationship. Number four, it is stress and life pressures. Things like financial concerns, work stress, raising children. I'm addressing things that I know what I'm talking about because I've passed through some of these things. And other external pressures can take a toll on communication. When couples are overwhelmed, they may have less energy or patience for meaningful conversation, resulting in increased miscommunication or emotional distance. Number five, it is lack of time and prior prioritization. As life gets busy with responsibilities, couples may struggle to prioritize their relationship and meaningful communication. Without intentional time set aside for deep, uninterrupted conversation, communication can become shallow, leading to
Thank you for
disgust.
highlighting those important reasons why couples struggle with communication. So I just wanted to now ask you, like, the next question, which is, what are the three communication styles you see in marriage, and how do they affect the relationship? So, what are the three communication styles that you see in marriage, and how do they affect the relationship?
Yes, I'll start with the worst one, which I call aggressive communication. This is when your partner, they're just thinking about themselves, me first, my own needs, my own feelings, my rights, and not yours. This often leads to conflict. This is a spouse who throws things when they are angry, yelling during an argument instead of calmly stating their position. They use threats and other things. All those things, they don't work in marriage when you are dealing with an adult. They can work for a short time, but there are serious consequences. Number two is what I call passive communication. This is the spouse who avoids expressing their own needs, which can result in resentment and miscommunication. A good example is one spouse always agreeing with the other to avoid conflict. Even when they feel upset, they don't show it. All what they will do is they just try bottling up things. I want you to know something. You can bottle up things, but a time will come when the bottle is full and it explodes. That's when things will go off hand. It is assertive communication. I like this one because this is the healthy way of talking in marriage, where both parties feel free to express their thoughts. Um, I'm going back to outstanding and happy marriages operating from B to A star. You are free to talk about your feelings. You are free to talk about your needs. You are being respected, and the other person is listening. In this type of a communication, someone will say, I feel overwhelmed when I am not assisted in the kitchen and the chores are piling up. Could we make a plan to tackle them together? This is the best way of communicating instead of blaming someone. You don't always help me all the time. This and this, this and this. Then you are making the other person to be on the defense. Assertive communication is the best for a healthy and good
Yeah,
marriage.
I love that you've highlighted assertive communication, but in some instances, I've noticed how sometimes as couples we don't really speak verbally. Sometimes we use our actions, the look, or
Yeah,
certain gestures that
yeah.
may highlight certain things. So, what are some of those nonverbal styles of communication that can affect or that shape a marriage? And can you give us examples of how body language can actually affect the tone of a conversation?
I'm going to use the widely cited breakdown of communication that suggests that communication is composed of three things. If we get this, it's very, very important for marriage. Number one, they say body language, which is non-verbal, just body language, contributes 55% of the communication. This is where you see the importance of looking at your partner right in the face when they are talking, because it's not the words only that they are saying, but it is the expressions on their face. It is the posture. It is the gesture that they are doing and the body movement. You can read so many things from that. This is the reason why non-verbal communication is given 55% of the communication. Listen, man, this is more than half. This is more than half. In other words, with non-verbal communication on its own, you can go and have a happy marriage. Outstanding. Non-verbal clues can convey emotions, attitudes, and intentions. Number two, it is the tone of the voice, which we call paraverbal communication. And this contributes 38% of the communication. We are looking at the tone of the voice, the pitch, the volume, and the pace of how something is being said. It has an impact. Very, very important. And lastly, the word, which is verbal communication, only contributes 7% of the communication. The actual words spoken make up a small portion of the communication. I mean, a good example is it doesn't help to say to your spouse, I love you, when you have no smile on your face. It's not purring. It's not purring. You get what I'm saying? What we are seeing here is you can be in the presence of your partner, quiet, and just touch them gently by the shoulder to say that I'm here for you. You are not talking, you're not, but just to put your hand on their shoulder gently, you are saying, I'm here for you.
Misunderstandings are a major cause of conflict. So the question that I wanted to ask to you is, how can couples avoid jumping into conclusions? Because sometimes you think your partner is saying one thing, yet they're not really saying what they're saying. So how can misunderstandings, play a role?
Number one, it's very important to seek for clarification. Ask questions to make sure that you have heard what your spouse is saying. Instead of assuming you know what your spouse means, ask questions so that they can clarify their perspective. For an example, you can say, did you mean that? Or can you explain that further? So when you say, did you mean that? Then you repeat what they have said. Or can you explain further what they have said? This helps to ensure you are both on the same page and prevents misinterpretation. Number two, which is also very important, is always use the I statement. Frame your thoughts and feelings in terms of your own experience rather than assuming your partner's intentions. For an example, say, I feel hurt when this happens, rather than you always make me feel hurt. The more, because your partner will think of the other one day that he did not do that. There is always another day when the person did not do that. That's why you're not supposed to use that word. This reduces defensiveness and opens up a more honest dialogue. Number three, paraphrase or reflect back. After your partner speaks, paraphrase what you think they said to confirm understanding. For instance, so what I hear you saying is, Then you repeat what they said. Then they will nod back or say yes. Then you know you are on the same page. Then you can answer properly. Number 4, take a pause. When emotions are high, it's easy to jump to conclusions. Take a brief pause during heated moments to calm down and collect your thoughts before responding. This gives both partners time to think clearly and avoid reacting on emotions and assumptions.
I think you're right. Misunderstandings really play an important. You've really brought it to light, because I've often noticed that most of the times when there's challenges, it's really as just it could be just a misunderstanding. You thought someone was saying one thing, yet you didn't hear maybe properly, or with clarification, it actually makes things better. So thank you for that. So with our busy schedules, I know especially like in parts of England and the West, people are very busy. Couples don't get really much of a chance to see each other. So what are some of the strategies that you can share that can be able to help our communication as couples to grow?
Number 1, be intentional. I like that. Be intentional. Set aside time each day or a week when meaningful conversation can be done. If it's in a day, I've already told you that 10 to 15 minutes a day is not bad. I actually know a couple, this was they excited me. I actually know a couple who had a conversation about these things that we are talking about. You're talking about busy um, programs and so forth here in the West. I know a couple who sit down and say, listen, as busy as we are, but there is this day on Friday afternoon when we are all at home and the children are at school. They schedule that day for them to be having sex every Friday in the afternoon. I like that. Eh? Eh? When the mind knows that this thing is going to happen, no surprises, no what. Everybody prepares for it. Set aside time, just that little time. 10, 15 minutes means a lot. Or another simple one, no matter how busy you are, can you make sure that when both of you are together at home, eat a meal together on the table? Maybe the children are at school. If they are there, then the whole family is on the table. Just one meal a day. Or even if it's 3, 4 meals in a week, where you know that we are good. These are the days when all of us are there. You have a proper one meal together as a family. Number 2, turn off distractions. That's why I said be intentional. Turn off distractions during important conversations. It doesn't even have to be important conversation. The moment your spouse opens their mouth to speak to you, you need to stop to look at your phone. You need to stop to look at the TV. You need to stop to look at your laptop. This ensures both parties are fully present and attentive. Create in your home, create a place that you call a phone-free zone. We don't Phones don't go this area. They don't go. They remain at another place. Can be in the bedroom, whatever you agree. Whether it's time for meals, dinner, phones must not be on the table. They must be left somewhere. Number 3, practice active listening. Again, I'm repeating myself. Be intentional about listening rather than just waiting to speak. Show genuine interest when your partner is speaking and ask follow up questions, as I've said, paraphrase what your partner has said, maintain eye contact, and nod to show that you are listening and you are following. And number 4, do one thing together daily. It can be cooking together or a simple thing like assisting each other together, making your bed together. Or once a week or whatever it is, go shopping together, intentional. Tidy the kitchen together, play with the child together. And number 5, make use of technology. While technology is destroying other people's marriages, use it positively in your own marriage. How? By forwarding each other jokes, videos, text messages. Number 3, prioritize quality time over quantity time. Quality time. The 45 minutes I was talking a day, that's quality time. Some couples are at home together 3 hours, but they never talk during those 3 hours. They are on their WhatsApp and other programs and so forth. That's quantity time. Quality time is the time that you spend focusing on your spouse and not focusing on other things. Little time, but quality. Number 7, create a safe environment where someone just is free to communicate whatever they want, whatever topic they want to talk about. Number 8, be mindful of timing. Choose the right moment for important conversations. If one person is stressed, that's not the right time to do important conversations. If one person is tired and distracted, that's not the right time to do those things. Respect each other's emotional state and be patient. If one person needs more time, open up. And number 9, make communication fun. I really mean it. Make communication fun. Guess what? I want to challenge you. The two of you. Can you come up with a funny name for sex that you can use even when other people are there and they don't know what you're talking about? And number 10, work on emotional and physical intimacy where you just touch someone, you hug, you kiss, you're patient, you're showing that you are there for that other person, and they will feel respected and important.
You've shared quite a lot with us today. Thank you very much in helping our communication to grow. I've learned a lot, and I've already started implementing some of the things that you shared in the previous episodes. So definitely, there's a lot of more to work on today. So thank you very much. And if I was to ask you, like, how would you summarize like our conversation for today?
I know I've said so many things, but I want to summarize this topic by giving you 4 simple verses from the Bible. It's very interesting that the Bible has something to say about communication. And these are just samples. There are more verses that talk about communication. Number 1, not in any order, is Proverbs 15, verse 1. It says, a gentle answer turns away anger, but a harsh word stirs up anger. This verse emphasizes the importance of a gentle and kind communication in diffusing conflict and promoting peace. Second verse, Ephesians 4, verse 29. It says, do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. This verse encourages communication that is positive and constructive, aiming to lift your spouse up rather than tearing them down. I like this verse. Number 3 is probably my favorite because I've used it in many, many cases. I don't join a wedding without talking about James 1:19. James 1:19 says, "My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone," and I've underlined the word everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. This is a summary of a communication seminar. Honestly, if we're just following this simple advice from the Bible, our marriages would be happy places. Everyone should be quick to listen, not quick to speak. The problem we have with marriage is at the moment, people are quick to speak, but the Bible is saying be quick to listen, meaning that at any given time, you must not find yourselves, the two of you, talking at the same time. The moment someone opens their mouth, you must be mature enough to close your mouth and listen to the other person. This verse highlights the importance of listening carefully and responding thoughtfully, which is essential for healthy communication. And finally, number 4 is Proverbs 18, verse 21. It says, "The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit." This verse underscores the profound impact words can have, either building others up or causing them harm, emphasizing the weight of what we say. Be careful of what you say to your spouse, because once you say it, it's gone. You can't take it back. Yes, you can apologize, but words are strong and words hurt. Thank you for listening to me. And before I go, I want to encourage you again. If you have enjoyed what I've just said, if you have enjoyed this topic, and if you are looking forward to my next topic on sex and unpaid bills, can you remember to subscribe and share and like?
We appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. God bless.